setting of the agenda. And that is the most important opportunity that's given us. That's the biggest chance, that's the biggest privilege that's being given by any chairship of a group such as ASEAN. And so I'm a little, shall we say, overwhelmed by the scale of what it is that we have to do. But that is very well balanced by the number of opportunities that we are being given to move ASEAN forward in the directions that we Philippines feel are the right directions for positioning of the ASEAN and the member states for the future, the brave new world that we are all facing.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to remind the members of the meeting that we'll be asking one question and we'll be allowing one follow-up question each. So for the first question, Mr. President, we have Alice from Ali.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Mr. President, you made a strong statement in front of world leaders, including the Chinese Premier Li Qiang, condemning the plan to declare Papua New Guinea a nation history. How did the Chinese Premier react to your remarks? And was there any consensus or collective response among the leaders as to how to deal with these kinds of actions, which clearly divided international law and the South China?
I disagree. I did not make a strong statement. I just laid out the facts, and that is what we do. I try always to just explain to everyone what is happening, and that this is the situation the Philippines. Never mind anyone else. This is the situation the Philippines finds itself in. Ito yung nangyayari sa amin. Kaya sana matulungan niyo kami. So, and what was well, the premier just during his time to speak, just said that this is as far as China is concerned, is within their local law and international law. Of course, we dispute that, but that's essentially how the diplomatic process works.
Also, I would like to, or we would like to get a reaction, Mr. President, with regards to what Prime Minister BBM gave, the statement that he made at the East Asia Summit, when he said that as with all other issues, including the South China Sea issue, they should be resolved within ASEAN and with its ASEAN partners in the region, warning that outside interference would just make things more tense. How does the Philippines view this call, and how does the ASEAN collectively interpret it? Is this seen as a failed attempt to exclude other key players like US or its allies with regards to these kinds of regional discussions?
I fully agree with Prime Minister on that. The lead agency should be ASEAN. Now, of course, it is a bilateral issue between the Philippines and the People's Republic, but still, that does not preclude the involvement of ASEAN. And considering that ASEAN has as its members many countries that are involved in trade with China, that are politically aligned even with China, so that makes it a stronger base, because you're not just depending on a single ideology or argument or principle. And we can hear from all the other countries, and that makes it different. That makes it stronger, and that makes it more likely for us to be able to find a way forward. Let's say that we can hopefully resolve the issues, but failing that, at least finding a way to manage the tensions that we see rise and fall, with just some level of modus vivendi for all involved. And that is why after I spoke about Bahasa Law and about the nature reserve, I also spoke about what are the possibilities, how we can resolve, or how can we work around such issues. And I continue to find ways to redefine our relationship with China. And I really believe that the way forward is to change. Because when you talk about China and the Philippines, all you talk about are the territorial disputes. All anybody, I'm not saying the media, everybody that's thinking the territorial disputes. And I think there's a huge possibility for trade, for exchanges, for uh, all kinds of discussions and engagements between China and India do not include these territorial disputes. So I would very much like to say, all right, we disagree, we agree to disagree. Now let's do other things. Let's do other things, and that's what I will try to achieve in the year of our chairship here in ASEAN. Thank you.
The next question from Deva Fatima.
Speaking of the top ahead opportunity as yet expires, there's nothing close to seeing negotiations like on for chairmanship. How confident are you as the chair that ASEAN China will be a better agreement? And what is the last step to COC that is not completed?
How do you make a treaty legally binding? If I don't know how that's supposed to work. If you sign a treaty, you are expected to be bound by it. I don't know if you would describe it as legally binding. So that I don't think that really enters into the discussion. But that how confident am I? Well, earlier I said that at heart I'm an optimist, and it's really my view. We cannot give up. We cannot say that there is no hope. Nothing's happening. We cannot move forward. We cannot resolve these things. Once we've done that, we've failed, and we cannot fail because we have to find a way forward. We have to find a better way of dealing with these things. It would be a failure to do the duties that we took an oath to protect and defend the Philippines and its people. And so we just try. If this doesn't work, we'll try something else. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. But we cannot stop. We must continue and continue and continue until we find the solution. Now that is not an easy process by no stretch of the imagination. It's not an easy process. But that's what the process requires of us, and so that is what we will do. That would not be bad at all. I would certainly invite him. That's for sure. I would certainly invite him, and I would make all of the efforts available, all of the ways available, the means that we have available to us, to show how sincere to President Xi Jinping, how sincere we are, that we would like for him to come to the Philippines. He has been to the Philippines before, and he knows he has a few friends here in the Philippines already. But that would presume that we have made some serious progress in our talks with them. And so, if we get to that point where President Xi will actually consider coming to the Philippines, it would mean that we have made significant progress. And that would be a great thing. That would be just a great thing. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. President. The next question from Maricel.
Yes, sir. Sir, for this leader groups and business groups expressed their disappointment for slow progress of our fight against corruption. How satisfied are you with the performance of the ICI? And do you think we need the Independent People's Commission under the Senate bill will
All right. We we have to remind people that we have now moved from the political arena to the legal one. And the legal arena has very strictly defined procedures. I get messages all day, every day. Ikulong mo na yan. Alam naman natin kung sino sila. Ikulong mo na. Kunin mo lahat ng pera nila. Pagbenta mo na yung mga bahay nila, ibalik sa ano. What would then I be accused of if we did that? Secondly, if basta-basta lang tayo nagsasabi, hindi maganda yung ebidensya, basta kasuhan mo na. Eh, kung nanalo, kung maakwit. Dahil hindi maganda ang pagkahanda ng kaso. Technicality. Nagka-technicality. Can you imagine these people who have stolen billions from the government and from the people, nakawala dahil hindi maganda ang pagkahandle ng ebidensya? That would be much worse result. So, due process must be observed. We must make sure na alam naman talaga natin kung sino sila. Kaya tiyakin natin na makukulong talaga sila. At ang kanilang mga ninakaw ay ibalik sa gobyerno, ibalik sa tao. But yung nagmamadali, yung hindi maari yan. Hindi delikado tayo. Kaya natin sabihin ko sa polis, nakipin nyo na yan. Basta ikulong nyo, bahala na. Anong mangyayari doon? Sira yung kaso natin, and you cannot charge them again. There is the principle of double jeopardy in law. So, what is more important? That we just file cases. Basta sige lang. Remember, nobody has gone to court yet. There's no conviction. And the court, marami pang, what is the process? Pagka binigyan may complainant sa ombudsman, sa DOJ, may preliminary investigation pa. Magbubuo ng investigasyon. Kailangan matibay-tibay yung ebidensya. Kasi kung hindi matibay yung ebidensya, makakawala yung maakwit yun. Kaya tiyakin natin na matibay yung ebidensya. Hindi madaling gawin yun. Dahil yung iba, yung mga witness, yung ating mga resource person, hindi nagsasabi ng totoo, may mga tinatago, etc. Kailangan ma-extract yun sa kanila yung informasyon na yun. Para gawing ebidensya, para madala sa kung saan man, sa sandigan, sa ombudsman, ito na yung kaso. At malalaman natin na tiyak na makita natin na yung talagang alam natin na gumawa ng katiwalian, nagnakaw talaga sa gobyerno, ay magbabayad. And magbabayad, they will pay for it with their liberty, and they will pay for it with treasure that they have taken away from government. I think it's more important that we get one chance at this. Isa lang ang chance natin. We cannot waste that opportunity to bring justice to those people, to bring those people to justice, and to bring justice to the Filipino people. So, do you want to get it done quickly, or do you want to get it done right? That's the choice that we have. So, I understand the frustration because we do have a very good idea about who these people are. But you have to take them to court. You have to present evidence. They have to be convicted. And as I'm sure anyone who has been involved in any kind of legal proceeding, we are all very frustrated, especially non-lawyers, are very frustrated by how long it takes. Ang sagot naman ng mga abogado sa atin is may kasabihan sa kanila, the law grinds very slowly, but it grinds very well. So we're counting on that.
So just to follow up, what do you think of the plans of
The wheels of justice grind slowly, but they grind very well.
So what do you think of the plan of ICI to live stream your investigation? How will it affect credibility of the process?
I don't think it has an effect on the credibility of the process. I think it's a practical matter, really, Because if the problem that the ICI has right now when it comes to the issue of live streaming and other issues is hindi pa nabubuo yung kanilang rules. So they still have to finalize those so that we have a clear understanding of what is the best way to proceed. Will live streaming help? Will it not? So we just have to wait for the ICI to make the decision for themselves. I have an opinion, of course, but talagang ang gusto kong makita ng tao, hindi ako nakikialam ang the executive, the government, hindi nakikialam dyan. You provide them a budget and we allow them to run everything the way they want, hire the people that they want, and yung mga substantial matters, nasa sa kanila yun. Kaya talagang rinirespeto namin yung unang ay independent Commission on Infrastructure. Let us make sure we are making sure that they are truly independent. So those decisions have to be left to them. Thank you.
Next question.
Sir, we have also mentioned the things that I asked and share. Here's one of the concerns that the state corruption issues published like the countries in their criminal cells.
We do not allow those local political issues of any member state to intrude into the government. That's my experience so far. Hindi kami nakikialam sa bansa, sa ibang bansa. We talk about ASEAN. And whatever is happening in other other countries who belong to ASEAN, it doesn't really enter into our conversation. It does not make a difference to the directions that we would like to take, the initiatives that we would like to make. So, hindi siguro, in my experience so far, kasi alam naman natin yung mga ibang bansa, hapon naman tayo, hindi pa naman tayo sila, may konting gulo sa kanila, may nagawin na issue sa kanila, pero hindi pumapasok sa usapan. Baka nasa plenary na kami, pinag-usapan na ano yung gagawin natin sabay-sabay. Because it doesn't matter for the decision making of ASEAN, they're not wrong. The only thing that matters to the decision making process in ASEAN is what each member is willing to do and agrees to do. They agree with the concept, this is what dito tayo, lalapit tayo dito sa bansa ito, whatever it is. Or we open up a center for cultural exchange. Kung sumang-ayon lahat, walang kinalaman kung ano yung sitwasyon nila dun sa local.
So are you sharing these values of eliminating corruption?
Of sharing
This one principle remove to fight corruption.
to
To the members of the ASEAN.
what will I propose to the members of the ASEAN?
These values of combating corruption.
We all want to combat corruption. It's not. I'm not there. I'm not there. Even if you're the chair, hindi mo inuutusan ito mga ito. These are presidents and prime ministers and one king, a sultan. So it's not in our. We have no place to tell them that this is what you should do. This is what you should not do. Maybe the most you can say is that I believe ASEAN should head in this direction. Do you agree? We don't agree. Why not? Maybe we can work around it. That's how the process goes. Can you imagine if we started telling them what to do? Wala na, sira na yung buong process.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next question from Billy Oligaros, IBC.
Hi, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Sir, I have three more questions. Mr. President, following the turnover of the chairmanship of the 2026 how prepared, sir, is the Philippines to actually host this major event next year? And what key challenges
in terms of physical, logistical preparation, we are prepared. Because I had very early on in the chairship of Malaysia, I spoke already to Premier Anwar, and I asked him, how's it going? And he said, this is what we're having to do. And these are the things that we are having to arrange. It's a big. And so immediately, I said, we're next. We have to start preparing. So we have been preparing for it for about 8 months now. Since nag-usap kami ni Anwar, sabi, wow, malaking bagay pala ito, ang dami palang kailangan gawin. So, pinaghahandaan na talaga namin. So, yeah, we are prepared. We are now in the process of putting together the different elements of where we think ASEAN should be focusing. So, one of the things is the COC. Para sa atin, the other member states, that's not as a big priority to them as it is to us. So this is our chance to really promote that and to highlight that, and hopefully we will succeed. So that it is you have to lead. What we are doing, when you are the chair of ASEAN, you lead, and that is what we are ready to do that. We have a very, very good idea of what the elements are that we feel need to be part of the discussions of ASEAN during our chairship.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're now for the last two questions to the President and President. The next one will be from Rod Robinson from before.
No. Pinag-uusapan talaga namin, no? Masinsinan namin pinag-uusapan. And I think what's happened is ASEAN is leaving it to each country to decide on their own. ASEAN will not take a common position. Because in our discussion,